You can't see it? I put it right here. Okay, let me put it here in your WhatsApp too. Ah, I need to plug in this. Where is she? I saw that. All right, everyone. I'm waiting for Doc. I just got off the phone with her, trying to charge this phone so we can get this going. Hopefully, she's here soon. Okay. We're just here to talk to you briefly. Um, Most of you know the time has changed. We are officially 5 hours behind. Okay, that said, there are my phones. All right. So thank you for those of you who have already logged in. I know you guys like to listen to our perspective of what is happening in Liberia. Yes, we try to bring, for some, it may not be a balanced approach, but I believe we try to bring a balanced approach, a more not a got you approach, but a more analytical approach and a more patriotic approach from our point of view as to inform women to see how nations are built. All right. Um, so I'm gonna wait for that. Nations are not built upon. So Peter did that yesterday, so it's okay to do it today. All right. So I'm gonna start off before she comes. I like to talk to. I know there are a lot of debate going around that Funani Kofa was the one who actually introduced the bill for Kabina Jenner to be removed, and he knew better as a seasoned lawyer, a very educated lawyer. Okay, Funani Kofa went to one of some of the best schools in the world. Duke is not a school for children. Duke is not a school for everyday intelligent and for really smart people or hardworking people per se who will put the foot down, burn them in. They cannot put the feet in cold water and make sure they get things done. So in essence, you knew that. And I got a lot of calls. I'm just saying what people are saying to me. People trying to convince me to say that they should remove him. Okay. And that's what I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to this so people can understand the point we are trying to make to you, or so hopefully it makes sense to you. All right. Doing what is right is very important in building a nation. Okay. Most of you may not know this because I study history, I teach history, and I also teach science, okay, for middle grade school. Okay, so people must understand even the great America that you see today, and that's what a lot of people are fighting at to the days of the political machine. Where you're noticing Liberia during the era of America, we call it the political machine, the spoil system, the time of the spoil system, where people got jobs based on the political support or political maneuvering or the alignment where political party they got aligned with. Okay, that's what it is. So it took a man who came in, Pennington, they call it the Pennington Act. Okay, y'all look for the Pennington Act, where created a space where people get jobs, certain jobs, based on based on merit. Okay, police jobs are based on merit. CIA jobs are based on merit. Okay, we're talking intelligence, character, you name it. Okay, the whole nine yards, and loyalty. All right. Um, with almost with over 330 million people in the United States, the president has less than 5,000 appointments to make. Liberia has 5 million people with 500,000 budget, which if you actually calculate and take away all the help that she's getting, you will notice that she does not even have, I say she in respect to Liberia, she does not even have 500 million as a budget in reality. All right. Most of the money is a phone. They don't report all of the budget. The last time the CIA report for this year said, while we're estimating that Liberia has a GDP of 2 billion, the CIA tells us Liberia has a budget of 8.86 billion. There she is. My sister got some fro on. Lord, you know how to wear. We're marching. Oh, no, I tried to put on the purple. It didn't fit me today. I thought I just when I saw you, I thought I wore the purple. I tried to put it, didn't fit at all.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that you have clothes that can't fit you. What are we?
On the job, I'm telling people I pull away, they can just dismiss me. Yasini, please. Let me go. And I'm talking my serious talk, and that's the same thing you are talking. I am talking my serious talk that you know me from size 0 and 2 to size 6 and 8. That is but it is what it is.
My people, you can't get her. She says size 0 to 2. We're talking about 14, 14, 15, 16. And then we'll talk about size 0 to 2. Good for you, man.
You see, my serious thing where I'm talking, and you are being dismissive, including you. I said on the job, you are saying, please, you are just, and I'm like, really? This is serious. Okay. So that I started off with and people are coming. I guess the people were waiting for us. People say they like our perspective. Like how our thought process, how we approach issue on the having a balanced approach to things. So they like to come and listen.
Yes.
So I started the conversation with that we're here from where we see things that because a wrong was done yesterday does not mean that we do the same wrong. If we must push forward and change Liberia, we got to do what is right. And I also explain how a lot of people have been reaching out. I'm sure people have reached out to you and said, oh, Fernando Kofa is a lawyer, an educator, experienced lawyer. He was the one who drew out the resolution to remove Cabinet Janet, and he knew better. Yes. And I said, we get it. We know that. And they also said that he was the one who his signature, the dual citizenship to deny Liberian living around, know that he is the dual citizen. We get that. Okay. What we are trying to bring is nowhere here are we saying we are biking him. We are saying, let's do the right thing. Let's build a nation for tomorrow. Right, Doc? I'm going to start here.
Yeah. I want to just greet everyone and say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. And I hope that I don't know if you announced to everyone, but I have to leave early. This will be I'm going to my third meeting for the Sunday. I just finished one meeting. I'm here with you guys, and then I have to leave to go on. But I want to just address about maybe 2 or 3 factors here. And Yesenia is right when she said to you, our issue is not about a personality. It is not about Fanati Kofa, what he did, what he didn't do. Our issue is the law. We are on the side of obeying and complying with the law of the Liberian people, the law of the House of Representatives, which they took an oath to, and which they read and they signed, and overall arching the law of the land, which is the Constitution. So
Correct.
we are not here because I think I said if Fanati Kofa walks down the street, I would not even know him. If I see him at a party or in a gathering, I don't know him.
Me neither.
It is not about him. So the Constitution, or actually the law of the, I knew I couldn't distract.
Hi, Grandpa. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. I get to see you in 2 weeks.
They're so sorry. So to remove a speaker, the document asks for 2/3. All right. You have to have
majority.
Majority. Yeah, thank you. 2/3 majority. And that is equivalent to about 49 members, right?
Yes.
Yes. So thus far, they do not have 49 members, and that's all
Yes.
we're asking for. If you
But
have 49 members and you want to remove him, fine. But you cannot hold out at our LJ, okay, for days going on 2 weeks. We don't know who's paying the bill over there. And then say that you don't have faith in the Gava anymore. You were elected to serve the Liberian people. And when you seen it, I was talking earlier today. I actually, the more I think about this, I have questions about people who also sat there, you see, and allowed Fanati Kofa to draw up, okay, a petition or a resolution to remove Justice Janet and never ask a question. I have questions about the lawmakers who sat there and voted him in, okay, and allow we the Liberian people to side with him being the Speaker of the House when you guys knew all of this, that he engaged in conflict of interest, he was representing organizations that he was also overseeing. I have problem with lawmakers who sat there and said that he outspent his budget, and you know very well that the Ministry of Finance supposed to submit the budget to you guys, and you guys never said anything until now. You allowed this to happen. All right, I have problem with you who sat there and allowed Fanatic to send a committee to even speak. You guys said he was beginning committees that you are not privy to selecting. He sent people to ECOWA. He established his own committees that you guys didn't normally establish. You sat there and you did that.
So then that the question that begs an answer is, if they allow that, is it because they were anticipating their term? Okay, was it something that they were looking for? Because here, and I'm going to come back here again, and in respect to what you just said, which is so profound. You sat there, you knew this man were breaking the law. You knew that for a fact. You also knew that in the budget, all right, this man overspent his budget. Whose signature? All right. That means the last, what do you call it? Was that 54? The 54 legislature has some answering to do to the Liberian people. Okay. You also were the one who elected him. But here is what I am asking. You and that you said it so correctly. The Constitution dictates, and it's clear in our Constitution, that you will have two-term majority. Even at that, you still must follow the due process. He's entitled to. Just like if you catch me killing somebody in Liberia, you don't automatically get to kill me. Okay? What you get to take me to court, you get to follow the due process. And then I go guilty, then you give me whatever punishment it is. You have followed the law. What we, the two of us, are saying, and many other Liberians are saying, is just getting up in the morning and knocking our feet, or somebody decide, I don't like that person, I'm going to give you $500, remove the person. You yourself go out and solicit other people to join you to go ahead and break. You are telling us we should go back to 1990, or we should go back to 1980. Okay, that might be too drastic to bring that, but that's the same thing. It's just a different magnitude that what we are saying, and we are not trying to incite anything here. We are telling you, you don't have the number. Even if you have the number, the numbers, then follow the process. But you can't just get up. The thing is, snow move. Oh, uh, what you need, Alex Tyler.
Tyler. Mm-hmm.
Tyler is not a seasoned lawyer. Maybe Tyler did not want to follow process. Maybe he could not deal with the pressure. And during that time, it was a different time. You didn't allow him to have somebody like Dr. Richardson speaking up. Okay? She was speaking up, visiting Liberia, but we didn't have the platform that we have today to be able to talk to the rest of the world, for all of us to interact. So it's a different time, it's a different place. So the question also, yeah, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And so you said it so right, you Cindy. So the question is, those lawmakers,
Mhm.
they have the right to express themselves. to argue and fight for the Liberian people.
Mhm.
But they sat there until all of these things happened. Okay. And then all of a sudden they get up one morning, they, like Yusini said, they kind of put a, I don't know, a cahoot together, a group of people together, and
Mhm.
say that we want to remove the speaker. But you
Mhm.
you can't, because you're the law of the land,
Mhm.
says that you cannot do that. All right. And you know that you're a lawmaker. And so now they are saying, I'm hearing them saying, oh, they're just going to go there and sit there. They have no faith in the Speaker of the House. If they have, if they have to go now, there's two things they're arguing now. Let me just lay it out for you. The argument, well, we don't trust in his gaba anymore. We can, if we have to go there, we'll just go there. So you are telling us for 6 years you're going to sit there and get paid and don't do the work of the Liberian people, because we don't have any option. Our constitution does not allow us to recall. We don't have the recall elections or the mechanism in place at this point. So you're going to sit there for 6 years. You don't collect money, from the Liberian people and then do our job and wait until they vote you out. Who are you fighting for? You fighting for yourself or the Liberian people?
So that spells it out though. That is to say to you, and I keep playing that video that is quite the famous Pharaoh Let My People Go video that guy made. And that's what you call it. It speaks to that. You know why? Because he was not advocating for the boy that were laying on the sidewalk that been laying down there for days on the Lofa Highway. He was not advocating for the girl who entered the pastor yard and her body is rotting in the field on Dupo Road. That police have gone and inspected, but have not gone back to pick her body up.
Mhm.
Okay. Her name is Serafina, at least I heard. He was not advocating for the Liberian women who would die tonight at JFK because they're sitting on the floor because they don't have money to give so they can do operation on them. He was not advocating for her. He was not advocating for the child that got burned, that's sitting there, that need skin grafting out of the country. He was not advocating for that. He was not advocating for the people who go to school for 8, 9 years to become doctor to help our people to increase their paycheck so most more people can go in that field to be attractive. He was not advocating for that. He was advocating for them, so when they come together, whatever the Senate receive, the executive receive, that they can get. You were talking about building a triangle of them with the Liberian people all outside of it. Not even a triangle because somebody would be like a circle around where all of them are just there and the Liberian people are on the outside of that. So for me, and besides too, we can say the same for them. They need to, all of them need to be, especially those that need to be prosecuted and removed based on when we saw them cussing. The women of Liberia, I feel sorry for us. You hear men that women carry for 9 months, especially the way Liberia had to deliver. You're going to have baby, your friend women, they're cussing you, all right? And you give birth to these men and they insult us. These are grown men, not children, no, insulting each, they say we're insulting each other, but each other, man, okay? You were talking about getting their own share. They were cussing about that. So then also we found out where people say they got documentation. There were $15,000 or $10,000 offer, and upon conclusion, there were going to be another what, $10,000 or $15,000 to follow. Now you are telling me you got all this documentation, but then we are also told that you took money to vote this man in. So, as citizens, as informed people, as well-learned and travel people who have seen what how democracy works, do you just want us to say, okay, what you say is correct? Why didn't you come before now when you, in fact, most of you there, most of the people there, except for very few people, have been there all this while, that?
But the thing about you saying that you just said, so
Mhm.
what does it say about the people who are accepting bribes?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
what does it say of people who are bribing each other or
Mhm.
accepting a bribe to be
Mhm.
able to maintain the speaker or to go
Yep.
and exercise or vote? and
Mhm.
also to represent your people. It says something about you. Okay.
Right.
It doesn't. So again, and this is what, if we continue to look at all of the wrongs that have been done, okay, if we continue to look at that, then we will go all the way back to time immemorial. At this point, we want to encourage nation building. We want to encourage people who can no longer break the law. We don't want people breaking the law anymore. If the law said that we should drive and we stop at a stop sign like you do here, you do that. If the law says you should drive, you see a red light at a traffic sign, you stop, you do that. Okay, that's what we want, because our country is so far behind. All right, we're in the custom of, we are so custom, we have normalized a lot of things that are illegal. Okay, we have normalized a lot of practices that are is not helpful to nation building. And so that's why we speak today. It is not about the speaker. It is about the law. What did the law say? Now, another argument that they often propose, Cindy, is that the the Supreme Court cannot get involved because they are separate but equal branches. I can't see your face with this thing in front of me. Um,
Okay. But that's not a true statement, though.
I
All
mean,
three branches, when out of order, can check each other. The executive is, listen,
they forget the check and balance
the
part.
check and balance. That's why you got to get people who are informed, who understand. But then when the Supreme Court sits there, soprano, and does not say anything. This is the part where the Supreme Court comes in, or the judiciary. Let me just say the judicial system comes in and make it known to the Liberian people, because Liberia is a low context society in respect to understanding the rule and regulation that govern the nation, okay, which is intentional, keeping our people, making education very expensive or unaffordable to make sure that they continue to dictate to them, okay. So if the legislature who's supposed to make the law, okay, is violating the law, the Supreme Court has a place to check them and let them know that is because the judicial job is to interpret, okay, and administer the law. All right. The executive job is to enforce it. And the legislature job is to make it, okay, and ratify them. So if the country is in chaos, it's time for the judiciary to speak up. All right. Even at this point, our what do you call it, minister of justice should have been investigating. Was there money exchanging here? Was there bribery going on? Because bribery is against our law. So why are they not talking? So there's some kind of coup. That's a coup here against the Liberian people. Mensu just wrote something. All right. The Liberian people, based on our constitution, it says, I'm going to knock my chest. We, the people, the Liberian people have the power. If they decide they will stand up to those people, and they can record them. They can record them. It is within their reach to do so. Now I see people say they want protest. Then one group say, oh, when you bring protest, it will cause chaos in the country. You were protesting yesterday.
but well, is it not chaos now that we
Exactly,
can't get
exactly.
any progress done, any work done? That's how I feel. I feel like it's chaotic right now because the president was supposed to submit his budget. He asked for his budget to be postponed. I mean, he could be asking me for unrelated reasons, but nothing is getting done. These people are supposed to be lawmaking. They're supposed to be representing you in terms of if you need more food in your district, if something's going on in your district, we need to decentralize the government so the
Yeah,
districts can benefit. We can't
yeah,
do that. They need to be oversighting. They need to be calling in
yeah,
people like the port authority. They need to be calling in the commerce department, the public work department, who are talking about they have all these machines coming to our country and they spend these millions of dollars on road. That's what these people are supposed to be doing, but they cannot do it because they are saying that they have two separate group of House of Representatives. I mean, I never even imagined a day. I'm lost of words. A day when we'll see this in our own country. And we Liberians, we like to separate good things. We like to separate organizations. There's two. It's the same. There's two Liberian organizations here. to BASA organizations, to NIMA organizations, to this, to that, just because of self-enrichment. Okay? These are grown men and women. I have often argued, put on your big boy pants and your big girl pants and go out and knock your chest and say,
Mhm,
I, Dr. Francia Richardson, I, Yusindy Martin, we
mhm,
here.
mhm.
We don't like this speaker, what he's doing. He's outspending his budget, and that is not in the interest of my district. You said that you vote, but you can't be
Yeah.
hiding behind a corner,
Mhm.
be talking, immature talking, or I think on another platform I was on, they explained that they are camping out at grown men, 50s, 40s. I cannot imagine seeing me leaving my house to camp out with you.
So here is the problem, though, Doc.
Mhm,
I know the other day, and somebody, it was my husband who told me
mhm.
that one of them or some of them were on Spoon, and they were saying they don't ask people why people sitting in America and asking them about how they paying their hotel bill
That's
and how you
me.
call it.
Someone was
So
responding to.
so do we know who they are? Yes, we know who you are. Me, let me talk. I know who you guys are. You guys are rugged, okay? And I'm gonna deviate completely right now. That please forgive me. We'll talk about this one. You
Sure.
guys have kept Liberia in bondage. You bring absolutely at this point, from my understanding, nothing to the table, okay? Because you have no path. If you are a legislature in 2024, all right, you have no website. You don't data update your people. We all are now walking by line in Liberia, or sitting in the interior, or going on the farm, or walking in Monrovia, or sitting in the house. We are all around the world, and we are Liberians, okay? So you need to update the Liberian people. And that was I'm watching all of these children, like almost every week there's graduation in Liberia. How are you helping the executive to create jobs, possibility for these young people that are graduating? All right, but you're more focused on you, so that these people knew all this while that Funani Kofa is this and that. They knew that Funani Kofa was the one who introduced the resolution that we moved to cabinet. They still voted for him. What was in it for them?
Mhm.
Okay, they knew that he signed off on the dual citizen bill, and he knows that he a dual citizen. So
Mhm.
if you come and tell me this, and you knew that also, and you were part of, then what it speaks to is you yourself, you are not being fair to the Liberian people. And all we are asking is be fair to the Liberian people. You sworn and took an oath to protect the institution, serve and protect the Liberian people, and uphold the Constitution. The law of the land, what makes Liberia is the Constitution. You cannot deviate from it, and you call yourself a lawmaker. So what we
Absolutely.
are asking, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%, you Cindy, on this one. We are not here to speak for Fanatikofa. That is not our point. Our point is you have brought in all these counts against him.
Mhm.
Your
Right.
account is reasonable. We are not saying that they're not reasonable. You
Mhm.
said that, you brought in count number one, conflict of interest. You said that his role as a legal consultant to several organizations, including Sela Metal and B Mountain, the Maritime Authority. These are counts that you brought in. He has not had his chance to rebut these counts yet. Although he said on one interview that I listened to that he's not a legal counsel, he doesn't even practice law in that manner anymore. That's it. We're not here to defend him. We are just saying that we want the law to be put into place. That's all. We
Right.
want the law to be applied.
Right.
If you have 48 and you give him due process and you vote 48 members, say,
It's
he's
the
voted
law.
out, that's he can be, you can remove him. We
You
have
can
no
remove
problems.
him. Follow
I
the
have
law.
no problems with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
That's what the law
Mhm.
says. But you cannot take 43 of yourself, you go to RLJ, you sit down there, you camp out, you leave your families, okay? You leave your wife and your children for, oh, it's been 2 weeks now. And you sitting there telling me, say that it's $75 per night.
Yeah.
You know what $75 per night can do for the average
Especially if
person?
I'm going to put myself on there, go.
I know. I got the same noise going back on in my house. I'm sure they're hearing it.
I can hear Grandpa.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And so let's start from somewhere. I mean, it's like we don't want, because I can guarantee you, if we don't go by the law right now, in the next couple of weeks, another group will come along and say they don't like XYZ.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't like the speaker. If we say we remove the speaker, if we got 43, you remove the speaker, you ain't got no hope in him anymore. We are get another speaker.
And you know that, you know what it is? Most of those people from stealing the millionaires, so they can induce action. Our people don't. Our people are looking for food to eat. You know, Mainstream just brought here and said Liberians themselves are not concerned about the.
Lisa, I can't see you.
You can see me?
We want to hear your voice. I think you made a mistake and hit the camera.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, now you're back on. No, you're off now.
Off again? I'm back on?
No, you're still off. Can't see you.
Okay, you be talking. Let me fix this camera.
Yeah. So that's the issue. The issue is by the law. Because if we just allow, okay, let's say we allow this, anytime you break the law, you are chipping at democracy. You are eroding the rule of law. You are letting things pass by. Yes, everybody who go to Walmart and steal, they don't get caught. But when you get caught, the law is applied. Okay. And if you sit down there complacently, those speakers, I'm worried about them, honestly, because I thought about this. I said, these guys, and when you're telling me, say, this man was responsible for drawing up the petition. They sat there. Some of them sat there. Yes, guaranteed some of them are new.
But they all were there. Except for the new one. All of those people,
they are going 2022. They get count number 3. Budgetary mismanagement and corruption. 2022, they sat there. Deputy Speaker Kofa, now serving as speaker, allocated a budget of US 1.5 million, but spent 5.6 million. You were there we're talking about 2022, not 2024. And you put that in your account. Where were you in 2022 when you learned or when you reviewed the budget? Because they will say, oh, we didn't know. Then if you didn't know, you're not fit to be speaker. How laymen like you and I can go to the 2022 budget and we can read and see what was allowed to, and you can't do that? You don't fit to be speaker. You just learning this thing here, you fit.
No, but you even fit to be a representative because you're going to make laws. The law in Liberia, okay? Then you need to get people that will read for you and interpret for you. And they have to be unpacked because you're going to work for tens of thousands of people. The smaller district in the larger district in Liberia got almost 100 million. It's in Montserrat. Okay. The smaller district in Liberia, I think it got about 3,000 or 4,000. All right. That's a lot of people that you have to impact. That's generations of people that you must make decisions to impact. All right. Yeah, there go my brother. You gotta forget you, Oma.
So guys, I have to beg to leave you, Cindy. I just wanted to come. And because we promised I would be here, I want to just thank all of you for joining us. So please continue to join us and share the show. As you know, we are the 2 women that come and talk about everything Liberia here. We can talk about politics, we talk about our children, our family. I mean, it's not uncommon for us to have our family members, you hear them, because that's who we are. We are women, and we take our responsibility as being wife, women, sister, daughters, and in the interest of our country very seriously. So I want to beg that please allow me to leave, and I will see you guys next week. Okay, you, Cindy?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, go do some more work. Yes, I'm about. I got 15 minutes and I'll be out myself.
Yes.
All right. So, folks, Thank you, Doc. So you just heard Dr. Richardson, all right, and that is so true. All right, so we're not coming here to tell you don't don't remove Fanani Kufa or do remove Fanani Kufa. Okay, what we are telling you is follow the laws. You know, the other day when some people started writing and say Fanani Kufa is acting as though, and I told them, so then tell me these guys are acting as rebels because they are recruiting. They're recruiting. All right. You're paying $75 a night. That's how much they pay for their housekeepers. That's how much they pay for people who cook for them a month. It tell you the abuse that they're causing in the country. All right. And Mike, that is so true. So they don't understand that the impact is to ruin the country and erode the whole system. All right. In fact, if the system left, when hearing that nowhere in the United States to hear the cost, well, the lawmaker were costing, the people would have recalled them. In fact, their own shame would have made them resigned. Okay, but the cuss and the walk around, knocking their chest, your man this, move your mother that, and I'm like, what? What? The place where you pass and to stay alive. Yes, they're threatening order. And Joe, you know, and I'm gonna touch you a little bit. I see people posting the vice president of Liberia picture with visa. And I'm embarrassed as a Liberian. Shame on you. If you as an independent nation, I don't think a Xi Jinping were coming to America, it will be something where the whole country will be excited about. Liberian people, the thing is, it seems that we have no expectation of ourselves, no self-worth. All right? No self-worth. And it saddened me to think about that. I'm veering off a little bit. The reason you guys get excited because your president or vice president get visa to come to America, because you don't have any self-worth. You think very low of yourself in your country, or vice president of your country, or the president of your country going to another man's country. And that's news. That take the whole airwave. They didn't say you were invited by the US government or by the president of the United States. They didn't say he's coming to conduct with President Biden, though. It's like you being excited because your house is so dirty to go to somebody else's house. Because you have stolen everything from your children, that your children will want to run to other people's houses. That's what you people are doing. It's so shameful. Okay? But I'm going to call this tonight. Let me say to all of y'all, no one here said Fanani Kufa is guilty. No, he's not guilty. We have not said that. We have said to you, if you gather all of those information, follow the law with it. All right? The Constitution asks, after you should have, or you would have gotten all your evidence, after you would have gotten all of that, you also have the responsibility, okay, to follow, to give in due process. It outlines those very process for you. Read what the Constitution says. Liberia is not a country of men, it's a country of law. And because there's a law, we're asking you, if I come to Liberia, okay, and if I did something wrong, or if somebody wrong me, that there is a process and procedure to follow. All right? Those are the things that we are asking for. It's not a lot to ask. And I'm going to veer off a little bit before I go. You know, people like me, for almost 30 years of advocating for justice and accountability. Me, the last 10 years, very visible and very forceful. Places that other people will not go, things that other women and men would not do for justice. My face, my voice, my money, my time, my family. I put everything on the line to advocate for justice and accountability. And a lot of people told me what I will bring justice and accountability. The first guy that were appointed, and I will give it to him. Myself will reach out to my group. And we will send representative to be at the table during the selection process in regards to crafting and what our idea was. They brought a new team of people, and I see the very people who said they wanted justice and accountability. Those who said they were part of that and really wanted justice started fighting each other. I'm talking. Some of them coming on Facebook attacking me, even when I was in Washington. I used my own freaking money, my own time, took off from job, joined Emmanuel service, speaking to Liberian to collect money, putting my own money. Emmanuel service putting tens of thousands of dollars for us to have the world believe us that Liberian people truly wanted justice and accountability. We have a team on the ground in Liberia. This process cannot be altered. It cannot be derailed. It cannot be. It cannot be selective. It must be equitable. And some of us will continue to speak up. I see Papa Boaka then chose another Lofian. I don't have no problem with him. The only thing, the question I have to ask, and I will ask her here. I know years back, okay, he passed a girl at the law school who apparently the teacher has submitted a grade for her, and she didn't pass. And the lady ended up resigning. Okay. The professor at that school ended up resigning. I'm not saying he was guilty though. I'm only saying what I know. All right. The lady name was Alison Morris, the former associate justice and former chair for LACC. Okay. I know this gentleman is connected to Lofa and Emma Sawyer. I know they sent him here and he went to school here. I know he went to a very good school. Okay. Hey, woman of God. But my point is, and I see where your name, John Stewart, whatever his name is, were all over Facebook attacking people. I saw some of you insulting Dr. White. Oh, he will not get your retirement money. Dr. White have been retired. He seek justice. Okay? When we hit Liberians, the ingratitude, when we hit brick walls, nobody will talk to us, nowhere to go. Dr. White Kim show up and open doors for us. Make sure we reach out to the people who needed to hear us, to push our voices. You didn't just show up in the same Pelosi office because she opened the door. Somebody opened that door. We didn't show up at Congressman Smith's office because we were just so powerful. We were not even 200 on that place. Somebody made that happen. And the level of ingratitude that we are. And some of you watch and listen to people why they call me stooges. Some of you, I choose not to answer because I'm like this. If I respect you and you disrespect me, the day I start disrespecting you, I don't stop. That's me. There's a woman on Facebook that I used to respect. She was on Facebook attacking me, calling me names, looking for a fight for me. At some point, even call my name. I refused to answer her. I live in this country. Literally grew up in this country. The woman I am, I earn every penny of it, every drop of it, and I'm proud of my work. I was not looking for a job. The only thing I was looking for was justice. And justice I will get. That's it. All the noise you were making. It's like I saw a movie way back where it's called Dove Care Dove and the Deaf Care the Living. It's now Dove Care Dove and Deaf Care the Living. Everybody who work that were calling in the news. Oh, Master Koi not do the. Oh, Dr. White will do the. Oh, Dr. White work for the U.S. government. Has a good retirement. Have homes in more than one place. All his children are grown, including his grandchildren. And you're worried about him. Calling him names. That's why we always elect people. Deceptive people, because we ourselves, we are very deceptive. To come and suffer us. Because they thought they were going to get a job. Most of them were looking for jobs. But when he was paving the road for them, they didn't hit him because they needed to go somewhere. They needed to get there. That's what it was about. Some people hate him because they thought he was the reason that there was sanction put on WEA. And some people don't know that they're being used because majority of the killers in Liberia who are rooting them, leaving their children as slaves, they don't see that. Okay? So tonight, Mansfield, maybe you can join us next week on Sunday evening. Make a date with us. Come join us. Let's have a conversation. Okay? So I'm going to start here. All right? Y'all want Fernando Copa to go? Granted. You'll follow the due process. Where is this? Where is this? Okay. Follow the due process. That's all we're asking. I have written, I have added, do the research, put it out here, go to Article 40. And besides, Article 40 says you can't meet somewhere else. Guys, y'all read Article 40. Article 40 says both of the legislature, okay? Because Liberia has a bicameral legislature. That means they have two, upper and lower house. Both of them must meet in the same location, okay? Their location must be concurrent. So, and after 5 section not meeting, it should be a constitutional crisis. That when the judiciary need to come in, here it is, Article 40. Neither house should adjourn for more than 5 days without the consent of the order, and both houses shall always sit in the same city. Yeah, that's Article 40. Okay, that's Article 40. So they themselves are violating the Constitution. You cannot have the Senate in Montserrat, in Monrovia, and the what do you call it, representatives in, I don't know where RIJ is. What program now? Okay. Then it said the House of Representatives shall elect one every 6 years. Okay, a speaker who shall be presiding officer of that body, a deputy speaker, and such order officer as shall ensure the proper functioning of the House, and the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and other officers so elected may be removed from office for the cause by resolution of two-third majority of the member of the House, not two-third, how you call it, a minority, two-third majority. Okay, now, and you follow the how you call it, you will also find out, it tells you, let me come over here where I'm going to show you about due process. I need to go finish my work, people. Okay, I'm going to go finish my work. Colin, I'm live. I will call you back. I'm on my show. All right. So if you want to remove him, go ahead and remove him, but follow the law. Okay, follow the law. What the law says. What does the law says about removing the speaker? All right. What does the law say? That's what we need to talk about. The law talk about following due process. And that's what all of us need to talk about. So at this point, so that's a violation, folks. Y'all read it, Article 40. Article 40 said both houses need to be in the same location. Here it is. Let me read it to you. Article 40 of the Constitution. Neither house shall adjourn for more than 5 days without the consent of the order. And both houses shall always, it says shall, SHALL, always sit in the same city. That is a violation. That the people who calling to take somebody out, they say are violating the Constitution. That's when the judiciary need to come in and interpret. Maybe most of those people, guys, don't get it. Okay, but I want to let you know it's a different time. It's a different day. It's a different. This is the age of AI. This is the day where the global village. This is the time where people don't go sit down in classroom. This is a different time, different place. Guys, we'll see you on Sunday. Doc has left me, and I will call you a day. Okay, and I'm gonna explain to you or the due process. I gotta go finish work. Okay, Speaker of the House. Here we go. So the initial remover, okay, initiation of removal process. Any member of the House of Representatives may initiate the process by bringing forth a motion or petition to remove the speaker. The ground for removal typically involve misconduct, abuse of office, gross incompetence, and other violation deemed incompatible with the speaker's role. Granting for remover, okay, or grants for remover. The reason for removal must align with standards set in the Constitution. You're here? Standards set in the Constitution and the House rule. Okay, these generally include acts such as corruption, violation of the Constitution, dereliction of duty or behavior that undermines the credibility and integrity of the office. The whole freaking group had derelated their job, okay, and undermine the integrity of the office. That we hear data said we need to start asking: did they take money? Was this role induced? Okay. Formal motion and debate. The motion of the remover is formal presented in a house and subject to debate among representative members, okay, and may discuss the charges and present evidence allowing for a fair consideration of the claim made against the speaker. Investigation if required. In some cases, the House may form a committee to investigate the allegation before proceeding with the vote. This committee will examine the evidence, hear testimony, and report back to the House with findings or recommendation. Vote by the House of Representatives after decision in or an investigation. A vote is taken in the House of Representatives. The removal of the speaker generally requires a two-third majority vote of the member of the House, though the exact requirement can depend on the House rule or specific constitutional mandate. 6, notification and succession. But it also says that the Constitution, he can also appeal. He can go to the Supreme Court. There are other procedures that he can do or she can do. That's it, folks. Let me say good night. I got 4 hours ahead of me to go work. Okay, gotta go read, and I gotta go do a presentation and you have to be recorded. So I'll talk to you guys later. You have a good evening. Yeah, thank you. So in essence, I hear you when you call Funani Kofa draw the resolution I removed the Cabinet General granted. Cabinet General, Funani Kofa sign off on the dual citizenship. So Liberian people who are in other country, he is just say deceptive. Granted, but follow the rules. We want the Constitution to be absolute. We want to build a nation of rules where the law is supreme and absolute. That's what we're looking for. You have a good night, everyone. God bless.